I'm Dr. Deb Butler, and you are listening to Thinner Peace in Menopause and Beyond. This is episode number 314. Welcome to Thinner Peace in Menopause and Beyond. This is Dr. Deb Butler, Master Life and Weight Coach, and as always, your coach. If you're a woman and you're smart and you're successful and you've been struggling with weight your whole life, and now menopause is making it harder than ever, and you are ready to make this the last time you ever have to go on a diet again, then this podcast is for you. Stay tuned. Well, hello, all my dear friends all over the world. How are you today? I am wonderful because, well, the main reason is because spring is here. And I'm getting ready to go for a beautiful walk in the woods, and all the trees are starting to bloom and the birds are coming. The butterflies are back. You know what I think about butterflies. Those of you who've been listening, I got a thing about butterflies. And as I'm talking about butterflies, I have got to tell you some new news. I am creating a new website. It's been in the making for about 12 months, and it is going to go live. I don't know exactly when, but soon. And I'm so excited about it. I took new pictures. I have new branding. And I think I also have even a better way of getting my message across. At least that's what I hope. So stay tuned because I am getting ready to have a new website, and I can't wait for you to see it and tell me what you think about it. Also today, I want to talk to you a little bit about reviews. So here's the deal with reviews for those of you who are listening to me right now. Those of you who've just been listening to me, if this is your first time, I just want to welcome you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. For those of you who've been listening for years, I want to talk to you. And what I want to talk to you about is this. My podcast, which I'm very, very happy to say and very grateful to say, is quite popular and gets a lot of downloads. And I'm so happy about that because that means that my message is inspiring you. And the suffering that I had, I'm hoping I'm helping you with so you don't have to go through what I went through. And the number of downloads that I've had since I started this podcast is actually, get ready for this, drum roll please, 1,545,000 downloads. I cannot believe that. All the people. How many people is that have heard my message? I hope that I'm helping. I get so many letters from so many of you. It just warms my heart. But what I want to say to you is this. I do not have that many reviews at all. And so what I'm asking you today is two things. One, I want to talk to you about doing a review for my podcast. If you love it, if you don't, please don't worry about it. But if you love it, I want to talk to you about how you can do it. And also, I want to read a few recent reviews from people who have written them in, because I got to tell you, when I read them, it warms my heart and it inspires me to keep working. The other thing that I want to tell you once I go over reviews with you is I have a podcast that I want you to listen to today. It is an interview that I did with one of my clients about a year ago. And it's one of the most downloaded podcasts that I have. It's one of my most valuable podcasts. So it's an MVP, and I'm going to play that for you today too. So this is going to be an action-packed, inspiring act podcast. So what I want to do right now is I want to read you just a couple of reviews because I just want to show you how you can do it. And I want to tell you how much it means to me to have it done. So here's one. And it starts out with a loving and effective way to lose weight. I stumbled upon Dr. Deb's podcast and have been binge listening for a month now. Every episode is full of pearls of wisdom and techniques that I can apply. I love her techniques and practical application. I love the mindset tools that will help me in all aspects of my life. I love to hear that, I have to tell you, because you know, when I'm talking out into thin air, and I have no idea what anybody thinks. So when somebody writes something like this, I go, they get what I'm saying. Here's another review that I loved that was just written like a week ago. And she said, "This is the real deal. So impressed with Dr. Deb's podcast, The Thinner Piece. I luckily stumbled upon this podcast during a menopausal podcast search, and it has everything I was looking for and so much more. I have been binging every episode any chance I get, and Dr. Deb provides so much insight into what is really behind my eating, and that it is about feeling your feelings instead of shoving them down with food and numbing and masking them. I printed out the food journal and have been faithfully following along, and already I've lost weight and gained valuable insight. Thanks, Dr. Deb, for all you do and providing such a gift in this podcast." I love that. I love that somebody thinks that I'm the real deal, because I think I'm the real deal. And I think the stuff that I'm saying is helpful, but I don't know until you tell me. I am thrilled for this person. I don't really understand the names on here because you kind of have to write down. You just have to be able to get a name in there so it will accept it and do the review for you. But thank you, whoever wrote that. And there's one more I want to read to you, and then I'm going to have you listen to another interview. This is called So Much Better. "Thank you so much, Dr. Deb, for this podcast. I have listened to you for years, and I have worked with you in the past. I was even on one of your podcasts. I have to say, I'm so much happier today than I was in the past. I hardly think of food at all anymore as a comforter. I have remained at the same weight for over a year and a half. It feels good never to have to worry about the scale anymore. Thank you, thank you." You know what? I don't know who wrote that either, because it's hard to read these names. But I want to tell you how touching it is to me that this is somebody that I've worked with. This is somebody who has done an interview like the interview you're going to hear today. And she has continued to use the tools that I have taught her, and her life is wonderful. I love reading that. So listen here. If you have not written a review and you are loving what you're hearing, please, please, please go to iTunes or wherever you listen to this and write a review. It doesn't take long, and it makes my day, and it gives me more inspiration to keep on keeping on. I've been doing these for 5 years. You keep writing these reviews, I'll do them longer, because this inspires me to keep going. So if you've written a review, thank you. If you've never written a review and you've been listening to this podcast for years, like some of these people have written, write a review. All I have to say is thank you, thank you, thank you for listening. No matter what you do, thank you for listening. And I hope that I can continue to inspire you. And speaking of inspiration, today I am pulling on one of my past clients, Kathleen, who I remember with such heart, because as you'll hear in the interview, to this day, she is my reminder for being extremely grateful for all that I have, because that was our conversation every single time we started, is how extremely grateful she was. And I have never forgotten that. I have never forgotten her. And it seems like there's a lot of people that like listening to that interview, since it's one of the most valuable downloaded podcasts. So what I want you to do now is just sit back, take a walk, take a bath, whatever it is you do when you listen to me, and listen to this interview that I did with Kathleen, and may it be an inspiration for you. Enjoy. Hello, Kathleen. Welcome to my podcast.
Well, thank you so much. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah. So we've been working together for probably a few months now, maybe a little bit longer. And you've just finished my program. So we're both a little sad.
Yes.
I am anyway.
Yes.
Yeah. Because it's like, I don't know about you, but for me, it's like, that 9:00 call on Wednesdays.
I'll always think of you at 9:00 on Wednesdays. I still do.
It just seems like we're always going to be like that. And it's kind of sad when it's not like that anymore.
Yes. I agree. It's a little sad, but also kind of a little happy, like graduation, when you're leaving your friends from high school, but you're launching into something new. So I have the tools and I'm launching. So happy, sad.
I love that. I love that. And I'm happy, sad too, because I know that you're launching and I know where you have come from and I know where you are. So I'm really excited for you. And that's why you're on the podcast, because I want you to share your journey with me, because you're one of the most, I mean, I just think you're one of the most positive people that I've ever coached to begin with.
Thank you.
But that being said, I think it's really important for people to understand that even though you can have a lot of positivity, it's still really, really important that you notice that there's still negative emotions that you have to deal with.
Yes.
And I think one of the things for you, like I think to this day, and I'm going to be really honest with you about this, is that you, just by talking to you, taught me how to feel gratitude more often. I really think about you when I think about feeling grateful, because I think that's what you said to me every single phone call when we got on. I think it was every single phone call. And I would say, how are you feeling? And you would always just say, grateful.
Right. Yeah.
And you always gave me a reason that was just a beautiful reason. And it really helped. I mean, I learned from you as much as you learned from me, but that's something that I always think about, that is like, it's so easy for me to go to gratitude if I just use my mind to take me there. And Kathleen, you were one of those people that reminded me go there on a regular basis. I mean that, really.
Thank you for saying that.
Yeah. And the other thing is that we were working, like, I think when we first started working, there was no such thing as this virus thing.
Right.
And I think it hit, I think it hit like right in the middle.
It did. It did.
So I think you're a good person to talk to about what it was like before the virus, what happened after the virus, and how it I mean, because you did so beautifully through the whole program. And there's a lot of people, I think, that are thinking maybe they shouldn't do this now. You know, maybe it's not the right time. And since you were a recipient of both times, and to the last call we ever had, all you ever told me is how grateful you were. You always found gratitude. But talk to me a little bit about why you decided to do a mini session with me to begin with. Just take us on the journey a little bit, if you don't mind.
Okay. Well, I'd been listening to your podcast all through the summer as I was walking, had taken time away from work, and was just really looking for something to nourish my mind as I worked on trying to become fit and healthier in my body. And, I just was feeling frustrated that I wasn't feeling or seeing anything different. And you just are always so kind and encouraging about, well, just, schedule a mini session. And I thought, what do I have to lose?
Okay.
Because it was feeling like it was more in my brain. Like I knew what I should be eating. I knew how I should be moving, but I was just still feeling stuck. And so
that's the word you used a lot. And for as much gratitude as you have, that was probably one of the thoughts that you gave me a lot about feeling stuck. So go on about the stuckness.
Very stuck. And I just thought, let's try it. Let's try it. Let's shift, because I had heard so many people on your podcast and your webinars, and what they said resonated with me. And so I was like, wow, there's something to this. I need to be open to it and give it a chance. And so I requested the mini session.
Okay. So after the mini session, what made you decide to hire me? Because those are both really big steps for most people to take. The mini session is a big step, and then hiring me and investing the money is another huge step. So tell me how you took that step.
I just really looked at everything overall and felt like it was my mind, my brain that was really getting in the way. And I just, I wanted help looking at how to control my mind. And really it was about how to become aware of my mind and how I was kind of my own worst enemy without really realizing it. You ask amazing questions, and you would just reflect question after question that really made me think more. And then you taught me so much about how to, I can I'm in charge of my mind. I can control my thoughts. I can control my feelings, and that it's not this crazy, uncontrollable beast. That was huge. That was huge. So I just I just thought, let's just see. I just took a chance, and I'm glad. But it was a huge leap of faith. So
a huge leap of faith. So let's talk about that, because how did you have the faith? I mean, I think when you say that, a lot of people don't have the faith. So there was a certain faith that you had to have in yourself to put down that money and put down that time and do it for yourself. What did you say to yourself to do that?
I deserve it. What I'm doing is spinning my wheels and wasting money, honestly, and that I'm worth it and I deserve it, and let's do this, because I just wanted to do it, and then just enjoy life, everything. So,
well, let me ask you this: is your life more enjoyable since we started working?
Oh my gosh, yes. I'm embarrassed to say the stuff that I would say to myself and how I would talk to myself and how I would treat myself. Really looking at it, I'm embarrassed that I ever did that to myself, because I never do that with the people that I love, my friends, family, none of that. But oh my goodness. Here we go. It was hard and beautiful to turn it and realize, my goodness, why are you doing this to yourself? And to know that I didn't have to, and that I could control that. And that was so huge. That was so huge. So,
oh my gosh.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, I think it's a beautiful thing. It tears me up too, to realize that, we think that this being mean to ourselves is something that has to be done. Like we don't notice it, that we're doing it.
Right. Like it's some kind of helpful motivator. And
like it's
the complete opposite. We've talked about how raising children and working with small children, when they can't get something right, you just treat it with love and kindness to help them learn.
That's right.
I wasn't really treating myself with love and kindness to help me learn. And so that was huge, to be able to look at things differently, like I would with my kids. So
yeah. And it just kind of does bring up tears, because it's like it's available to you. It's like your life basically is, well, if anything, your life has changed a bit since the virus. It's not the same as when we started. And yet I think the way that you're enjoying it with the virus is even more so because of the work that we've done together. Is that right?
Agreed. Magnified immensely. So,
wow. Yeah. Right. And so I think it's really good, because it's like, okay, the virus, it's like, what do you think might have happened had we not been working together and this virus thing happened?
Oh, goodness. I think I would have mindlessly ate my way through all sorts of feelings and not even realized what was going on. I don't know. I hate to even think about that. I think
just for a little second, because it's like where you were before we started is you were stuck, right?
Yeah.
That's what you said. Yeah. I was stuck. So you can only imagine that if you were feeling stuck and this virus thing happened,
yes,
you would just feel more stuck,
frustrated, just really frustrated with myself, and just really
right. So instead, how do you feel now?
Oh my gosh. I feel fantastic. I feel joyful. I feel grateful. I feel very blessed. And every day is just a new opportunity to learn how to approach something. And some days I am fantastic and I'm on it, and other days I'm learning, and that's okay, because I can look at whatever it was and be kind about, well, God, let's what was going on? What was I really feeling when that was going on? Instead of, you goofball, you've lost it. And so it just my approach and how I talk to myself, how I prioritize my time. Time in the morning for me. You taught me immensely about commitments. I was very, very good about keeping commitments with others, appointments and whatnot. But if it came to me, well, I'll get to that later. Oh, it really wasn't that important.
That's right.
When I'm talking about me, it really is. It really is. And so to be able to recognize that and then make it happen. It's on the calendar. This is what I'm going to do because this is for me. It's good for me. It makes me feel good. I'm going to do it. And then to do it. So
I would say that was one of the biggest learning curves for you, is when we worked on moving your body and meditation, because you had a lot of shoulds.
Yes.
About all of that. And then I think when the virus hit and then your whole family was at home, I remember you saying, well, I don't really think I can do that anymore. And I remember asking you why. You go, well, everybody's at home and they're walking in my room and they're knocking on the door. I said, do you remember this?
I do. And I did. And I just had to ask for what I needed from my family. And it was okay to ask for, I need an hour quiet, alone, don't interrupt. And my family loves me. So of course they're like, sure, it's no big deal. But I was making a big deal and not even asking. So yeah, that was huge, to be able to just to ask, this is what I'm going to do. And this is what I need from you. And everybody's like, cool. Okay, Mom.
Right. And I just want to interject, because it's really important from a coaching perspective, is that even if they didn't say it was okay, it still could be okay.
Right. Even if they
because I just want to interject on that a little bit, because I think what happened is you told them, this is what I'm doing. And I can't be disturbed at this time. So it really wasn't like, okay, you can do that. That they weren't really giving you permission. You just told them how we're going to be rocking and rolling around here.
Right.
And it's like the whole world didn't fall apart and your whole family didn't walk out on you.
Right.
Because you stood up for yourself.
Right. I don't have to be available to them 24/7 all the time. And life goes on and everybody's going to be okay if Mom takes care of herself.
Oh my God. That's huge.
Even if they are, not cool with it, life goes on and it's all going to be okay.
Well, just think about this. And I think about this for a lot of parenting. It's like, how long do we go on saying that we just want everybody to be okay? We're not okay.
Right.
I think that's where you were living, is you weren't okay, but you were very concerned about the people around you being okay. You were living in their minds.
Yes.
And trying to control their feelings.
Right.
When what was going on in front of you inside your body, you were ignoring.
I was. Yeah.
And you thought that was a noble thing to do. I mean, we never questioned it before. I mean, I know before I became aware of this, I never questioned that there was a possibility to do it a different way.
Right. And that's what you helped me look at, is there is a better way, a healthier way to look at that. And that was a big help. So, yeah.
Right. And so now you look at your life and you like it even better and you're enjoying it more. And the only thing that has changed, other than we have a virus here and you're in quarantine, is that you're a whole lot happier.
Yes.
And you're a whole lot nicer to yourself.
I am.
And would you say, like, overall, that have your relationships gotten worse or better because of your better relationship with yourself?
Oh, hands down, relationships have gotten better. Because when I take the time to be kind to myself, when I talk to myself in a kind way, people notice that. And, just as I'm forgiving and kind with others, that piece is important that I do that as well, which just impacts my mood. It impacts my outlook on the day. When a hiccup comes up, it impacts how I look at that hiccup,
Right.
instead of just like, I'm better able to, okay, let's figure this out. So it's been good.
So as I listen to you talk, that's one of the things that I remember the most is that as beautiful as you are in speaking right now, like you just reek of kindness. You just do. I mean, when you're talking, you can just hear it in your voice.
Thank you.
And as you're talking, it now brings back my memory of how that's what I always noticed about you. And it's the first thing I said on this podcast. And yet it wasn't the way you spoke to yourself.
No. Isn't that
right?
Yeah, that's true. Yes. Yeah.
And now,
it's just made a world of difference. I mean, when I look in the mirror,
tell me.
Even though it's quarantine, I put on mascara today, but I have not been wearing mascara. And I just washed my face and brushed my hair. I was like, wow, you look pretty good. You look awesome. Let's go. Ready go for a walk? Let's put our hat on and here we go. So I'm not as, I care more about the inside than the outward appearance. I don't know if that makes a lot of sense. Like I haven't worn my glasses in forever. But now I do because it's the quarantine and I'm just not going to fuss with contacts and it's okay. So here I am with my glasses.
Well, I think what that says is that I think that because I think your perception of yourself has changed.
Oh, yeah.
And
yeah, go ahead. Go. So sorry.
Well, I just think that because you're more accepting of yourself, I think even what you see looks better.
Yes.
I mean, you've lost weight, yes, but it's not that, is it?
No.
Tell me what it is. I think it's very good.
It's just being able to look at myself with love and kindness. And
Kathleen.
Here we go again.
Oh my God, yes. Oh.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. And so, gosh, it's taken me a long time to get here, but I'm so glad I'm here. Because I can't imagine, living the rest of my life with just this unkindness toward myself. That's not a way to live. So this has been beautiful, transformational, just to be able to greet myself and to just be accepting of where I am and who I am. And so, yeah.
Oh, and it's so interesting because you are losing weight, but isn't this an easier way to lose weight when you like yourself to begin with?
Yes. A lot easier. I mean, I the whole berating and the fussing and the scolding, that was just such a feeling. And it's not like that anymore. It's like, the whole no sugar, no flour.
Yeah.
When I would walk and listen to those podcasts and you would talk about that, I thought, okay, I'm not doing that. That's nuts.
That's what you told me.
That's
what you told me. Uh-huh.
Yeah. But when we got to that point and working with each other, I had been able to embrace and look at things with a different point of view, just like, well, let's just see. Let's just, it's an experiment. I'm kind of curious too. I've never done it. So why am I saying no to something I've never even tried? So let's just see. And it doesn't mean forever. It's just, let's just see. It was fascinating. And getting off flour and sugar really has helped me see things clearly and feel my body. I can feel it. It feels better. I've talked about the pain in my knees and other stuff. It's just been wonderful. And so who would have thought I would want to continue with no sugar, no flour? Had you asked? No, I was like, oh, heck no. But yeah, and it's no big deal, because I don't need it and I don't want it. And it's not really, it doesn't fit with what my goal is. And my goal is to be healthy and feel healthy. And I can feel it in my body. So that's huge. And in my mood. And so not just physically, but emotionally. Yeah, it's been good.
Well, I think that that's amazing. When we talk about no flour, no sugar, that it affects more than just the physical body, right? Like a lot of the transformation that has happened to you, a lot of what people are saying right now, a lot of that is a result of what you've decided to put in your mouth, has affected your mind and your brain too, right? Because we were charting all this before and
Right.
after.
Right. I agree. Yes. Yes.
So, go ahead. I think it's amazing.
Well, and the charting was incredibly helpful because, we would check in each week on different parameters. So it wasn't just all physical, but it was also,
right.
My mood and whatnot. And so that's, in fact, I checked in yesterday just to kind of see how things were going. So
how are things going?
Very useful. They're going great. They're going very well. That's good.
Oh, I love that. And I think that's a really beautiful thing to share with people is that when you're through working with me, all you do is when you're not working with me anymore, you're just checking in with yourself.
Right.
And that you have the tools that you had with me that I taught you.
Yes.
You still use them.
I do. I still have my little journal book and I write down, what I have for breakfast and what time. And
still food journaling.
Still food journaling. And, when I meditate and when I work out. And so it's not your official form, but it's my little tiny spiral notebook that I just
great.
Right here, and it can go with me in my purse if I'm out where I'm not out and about. But before
when you used to go out and about
the pandemic, I was like, oh, I can't write anything down because it's such a big
right.
Where I was like, well, that's silly. I can and did. So that's been one. So I still do that. I write down my time commitments to myself of when I'm going to play, exercise, and meditate, have quiet time. So that is on my daily calendar. Still doing that. And then the model, going through the model just in my brain. I don't always write it down, but it is percolating through my brain, particularly if there's a hiccup. And just it's like, well, let's look at this. Let's just step back a second and let's look. Which is a very different. That's completely different than what I was doing before. Mm-hmm. It was, man, you blew it. You blew it. And then negative thing. So much kinder way to look at how I handle things when life happens. Because
I can hear it.
It's just going to keep happening.
Life is going to keep happening, right? So the only thing you can control, if you can't control the happening of life, is you can control how you want to manage what's happening in life.
Right.
And I do believe you got that. I do believe. So let me ask you this, because one of the things that really made a difference to me or really brought my attention to you is when I asked you about why this is the last time you're ever going to have to do this again.
Uh-huh.
Do you remember? I mean, I want to give you a hint because this is what I want you to talk about, because it meant so much to me. And one of the things that you said to me, the reason that you said that this isn't going to be, this will be the last time that you ever have to lose weight again, had to do with self-kindness.
Yeah.
And if you would just talk about that just a little bit before we end this podcast, I really want you to share that, because it's the most meaningful thing I think I've ever heard when somebody's told me about why this is their last time.
Okay. Well, I mean, you've taught me so much, and you taught me the importance of being kind to myself,
right.
And how I was really just shortchanging myself, and how unfair that was to myself.
Yeah.
And why was I doing that? Why? I deserve more. I'm worth it. I'm lovable. I should treat myself as such. And when I, interact with other people, friends, family, I always treat them with respect and kindness and love to the best of my ability. Yet I would not even think twice of talking to myself or being so unkind to myself. And I wasn't a very good friend to myself. So this is the last time that I will ever have to go on a diet, is because I know the importance of treating myself with love, treating myself with kindness, and what a huge, huge shift that's been for me. And that no matter, here we go, no matter what happens or comes along, I know, and I know in my head and I know in my heart that I can handle it with grace and love and kindness for myself, to deal with it and learn, and just pick up and keep going. You just pick up and keep going. And it's okay if you falter, because nobody's perfect. And I'm not perfect. And I don't have to be perfect. And thank goodness I don't have to be perfect. But I have the tools now, and realize you helped open my eyes to just how low on the totem pole of kindness and time commitments that I was giving myself. And that's just not fair to me. And so to speak up for myself and to give that to myself, it's been huge, huge. And I tell people that all the time. You need to make time for yourself. I hope you're not in this whole busy doing, because it's the pandemic. Oh my gosh, we got to learn how to speak another language. We need to learn how to, do Zoom meetings. We need to do all these crafty, knit and Afghan, blah, 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 blah. We don't. We just need to slow down and just be kind and loving to ourselves, particularly because it's such a crazy time right now. But we can control that. I can control that. And so, anyway, thank you.
Well, all I can say is that was beautiful.
Thank you.
And it was a pleasure. I loved every minute of working with you, every minute.
I'm very appreciative. Thank you. I've enjoyed it as well.
And thank you for being on the podcast today.
Oh, absolutely. I appreciate it.
Well, you see why I wanted to put her on. Really, it's perfect for this time, because she said, if it wasn't for the work that we were doing and she was stuck in the house with her family, she would have been eating her way through it. Instead, she was mindfully managing what she put in her mouth, but also she was really learning how to manage her mind about how she was seeing her family, and more important, about how she was seeing herself. One of the biggest takeaways I want you to take from this that she said, the biggest takeaway is that the reason that this is the last time for her, the reason she knows this without a doubt, is because she knows how to bring herself back, because she knows how to be kind to herself. That out of all the tools that she's learned from me, self-compassion and being kind to herself is the biggest for her. And because she now knows how to do that, she knows that this is the last time she will ever have to lose weight again. And I want to offer that to you too. If you're ready to make this the last time you ever have to lose weight again, know that sometimes it's not always what you're putting in your mouth. It's what you're saying to yourself in your head. And learning how to be kind to yourself, what you're saying into your head, is one of the best ways to ensure that you'll never have to do this again. So if this is something that you've been yearning to do, then I want you to make a mini session with me where we can talk and find out if my program is right for you. All you have to do is go to drdebbutler.com/work with me. And you know what? You could end up like Kathleen. And what Kathleen would say to you right now, I know for sure, is the way I always end my podcast, but now she's got it. So please, 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 whatever else you do this week, please be very, very kind to yourself. Bye-bye. If you've been following my podcast and you're loving all the tools that I teach you, but you're just not sure that you can do it or apply it by yourself, then please go to drdebbutler.com/work with me. And you can find out if the program that I do and the coaching that I do will help you get get to where you want to be, to learn all the tools that I teach and be able to make it a part of your life. Just go to drdebbuttler.com/work with me. You can set up a free 30-minute mini session.